Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we'll be taking a look at LG-62 Targetmaster Windblade from Transformers Legends. Now obviously I don't believe Windblade is a Targetmaster in the comics, but she comes with Targetmaster Pointech, which in America his equivalent was called Pinpointer. He came with the Autobot Targetmaster Crosshairs. And obviously they did all three Decepticon Target Masters in the Titans Return / Legends line, but they never got to the Autobot Target Masters, and I always thought that was a bummer because I really liked those guys and I wanted them to happen. So what Takara seems to have done in their last three like deluxe size releases, which would be Windblade, Twin Twist, and Topspin, they decided to give the Target Master partners from the Autobot Target Masters, and they've just packed them in with these figures. So you didn't get the like Autobot Target Master partners, but you do get the actual Target Master gun partners, just with different robots. So kind of cool. I'm definitely going to try and get Twin Twist. I'll probably rebuy Topspin. Topspin was the only one that I was able to find the American version. I was never able to find the American version of Windblade or Twin Twist. So I'll definitely be getting Twin Twist. I'll probably end up rebuying Topspin as well for the Target Master partner, now that I know that they're going to be the actual Target Master partners from the G1 Autobot Target Masters. But I said Target Master a lot in the last couple seconds, so it's kind of lost all meaning. In any case, here is Windblade in vehicle mode. With in Japan, he's called Pointech. Here is the Headmaster over here. Top of the packaging here, not too much going on. Really nothing going on the bottom there. On the side, just kind of shows the Headmaster, the vehicle mode, the Target Master partner. Nice little animation, or illustration, I should say. Very cool. And then on the back, again, just kind of shows vehicle mode, robot mode, everything going on there. So, very nice packaging. Let's go ahead. We'll get her out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So this is everything you get in the box. Obviously, you get the vehicle mode, you get the little Headmaster, you get the Target Master, and then you also get this sword. And you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, this looks really familiar. It should. It is the same sword that came with the... I know over here was part of the Generations line. I'm not sure what line it was part of over in Japan. But the kind of first Windblade figure that we ever got in the Generations line, this is the same sword. Now, the blade here is clear. I think the one we got over here in the United States, it was kind of a magenta-colored blade. But it is the same blade. It even comes with the same sheath. You can see where it plugged in on the bottom of the jet in the original toy. And, of course, the sword can fit into the sheath, no problem. Now, this does not connect in the same way. I'm going to move these for the time being. There's nowhere to connect it like underneath here. So they just kind of have, there's a little slit here on the wing, and they say, oh, you can plug in this giant peg on the side, this tab, into this slit. Which, I mean, yes, you can. It's a little tight to get it to go in, but it does. But then you're kind of just left with this giant, ridiculous thing hanging off the side. So I think that looks really dumb, so I'm just going to put this off to the side and we'll revisit it in robot mode. But it does come with that sword. I understand they, Windblade is very famous for her sword, so they wanted to include it. The American version, the Titans Return version of Windblade, had two swords that I think, obviously she could dual wield, but then you pegged them together, and when you did peg them together, there was a little indentation seat for like the Titan Master to sit in. Kind of how all the Titans Return toys are. It's like two guns or something, and then when you put it together, there's like a little spot to sit the Titan Master for like a little chariot. So that's what the US version of that came with. Obviously, Takara decided to scrap that because they're including the the Target Master here, but they wanted to at least include some kind of sword because that's her kind of weapon she's famous for. So we got this. They just kind of repackaged this from the original toy. It kind of works in robot mode, and we'll get there, but it does not work in vehicle mode at all, in my opinion. But you don't need it to. So here are the little robots that we get here. Let's take a quick look at the Headmaster. Obviously a lot of black, but you have some nice red paint there, which I appreciate. And I love the head sculpt. The blue eye visor is really nice. Standard articulation for the Titan Masters or Headmasters. When you transform, really nice Windblade face there. I like that a lot. Nice paint, very sharp. Details are good. Love the color scheme they chose. So very cool. I like that a lot. I like this Titan Master, Headmaster, whatever term you want to use. So put her off to the side, and then we'll take a look at Pointech or Pinpointer. Now I'm pretty sure this is just a repaint of one of the Autobot Targetmasters we've already got, but I don't care. I love it. I love the fact that they're including these Autobot Targetmaster partners, even though we didn't get the actual full-size Autobots that are supposed to come with them. At least we're getting these guys. So transformation is very similar. You're going to start by just turning the feet around at the knee, 180. Then you're going to kind of lift this section up and just flick it all the way over top. And then you're going to spin the whole waist 180 degrees. And then at that point, you're going to see there's a little tab on the back of each foot. And that's going to tab into these spots right here and here. So then you just lift them up and tab them in there. There we go. And then just kind of push the hands against the body. And there you go. You have your Targetmaster in gun mode. Very simple, but I like it. I think it looks good. So I'm going to put him off to the side for now with the sword. And of course, you can open up the canopy here and fit the Headmaster inside very easily. And then just close it up. I love the look of that. I think that's fair. I always love with jets when they can actually ride in the canopy. I think that's really, really cool. But this is the vehicle mode. Fairly basic. You can see a lot of the robot mode just hanging out underneath there. It does have this kind of skiff like landing gear, and you can just fold that back up. But again, nice paint. I like the yellow here. I like the blue tinted canopy. These engines or turbines, whatever they are, can turn, so they can do vertical takeoffs and whatnot. I think that's pretty cool. So they spin around. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the Windblade that you're used to as far as the vehicle mode. Fairly similar to the one from the Generation toy line, but this one's got a much easier transformation. I always get hung up on the one from the Generation toy line. There's a point where I just kind of get confused. Wait, where does this go, or what's going on? Now you can see there is a peg hole right here, so you can peg in the Targetmaster. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, fairly basic vehicle mode, but I like it. There is a little bit of robot kibble hanging out on the bottom there, but not a big problem. So let's go ahead and get to that transformation. Alright, so I've gone ahead and taken the Headmaster out of the canopy. So basically you're going to come around to the bottom, and like I said, you can already kind of see most of the robot mode hanging out here. Now, the back of the forearm, and I'll show you where I'm talking about, loosely tabs into the wing here. So you just kind of want to pull that out, and you can see what I'm talking about. That tab right there loosely pegs into that spot. So you just kind of pull those out, and then you're going to take these are obviously going to be the legs. So these kind of untab, and then you can fold these all the way out. So that's very simple there. Flip up these feet. You can already see you've got most of the robot mode taking shape here. You're going to spin the arms at the bicep swivel, and then you can get them ready. You can also kind of, these shoulder joints, let me move this up a bit. They just rock up a little bit. Just a little swivel there. At this point, you can go ahead and push the crotch in. So there you go. And again, pretty much have the robot mode at this point. You're going to just fold the wings back, put them at like a 45-degree angle. And then this entire fuselage piece just bends down on two hinges and just sits on the back there like that. So there you go. Like I said, it's a very simple transformation, but I like it. I think it's good because it's, I don't know, every now and then I don't mind having a simple transformation. If the figure looks good, I really don't mind it. So then, of course, you're going to bring your Headmaster in, transform, and connect. And I think they did a great job with the connection. I think that really looks good. They gave her kind of a thin neck, but they didn't make it weird, and the connection is really just kind of perfectly done, in my opinion. So I think that looks good. Now you can bring that sword back in, and there is the large tab on the side, and that can tab into the side of the thigh. So you can go ahead and pop that in. So it does stick out far on the back there like that, but I still think it works. I think that looks pretty cool. And then, of course, you can also give her the Targetmaster. So I like it. Like I said, I think it's definitely a little basic as far as the transformation goes, but I really do like it. Articulation-wise, obviously, you have the ball joint for the Titanmaster. You have the ball joint in the shoulder, as well as the fact that the shoulders kind of rock up and down, but that's really for the transformation. You have the bicep swivel. You have at least 90 degrees in the elbow. I don't think the wrist rotates at all. No, it doesn't. The ratchets in the hips can go front, out to the side. You have a thigh swivel. You have even more than 90 degrees in the knee. And then you have a little bit of ankle play, but again, it's mostly due to the transformation. So, but yeah, I like her a lot. I really do. I love the inclusion of the Targetmaster. I think that was a beautiful idea. I'm wondering if they had them planned ahead of time because they thought maybe that the Autobot Targetmasters were coming, and then when they didn't, they're like, okay, just pack them in with these guys. I don't know. We've gotten other releases too. Maybe they just really wanted to make all the Targetmaster partners because Double Cross came with, I think, Blur's Targetmaster partner, Haywire. So that's weird. I guess they didn't have the idea of Targetmasters in their head until after they released Blur. So, because I think the first ones that came out were with Hot Rod and Cup. So they didn't go back. I was kind of hoping they would go back and re-release Blur with Haywire, and I would have bought that release in 10 seconds. But that never happened. So they just kind of released Haywire with Double Cross and figured you could just hand it over to Blur if you had both releases, which you could, I guess. But anyway, back to Windblade here. I like her. I think she's pretty cool. I'll go ahead and take the sword out of the sheath. It sticks in there pretty tight, but you can go ahead and put it in her hand. She holds that fairly easily. So yeah, really cool. I like it a lot. And before we wrap up, we'll take a quick look at the instruction booklet. Really nice art there. I like that. Over here, tech specs, robot vehicle mode for both parties involved. Open it up to take a look at the comic. And it just kind of shows like Windblade getting trounced. And then I guess she teams up and gets the Targetmaster partner. Now I'm wondering, I'm trying to read, and obviously I can't read Japanese that well, but I'm guessing maybe she wasn't a headmaster first, so then she got really messed up, and then they made her into a headmaster. And now that she's a headmaster, she's rejoining the battle. And then she gets the Targetmaster partner. So I'm guessing that's what happens. Again, unfortunately, I can't read what's happening, but that's my guess. And then, of course, when you open it up, it's the instructions. So yeah, that is the little booklet that comes with this. I always love the comics in these. I think they're fun. So yeah, that's it for that. So I think Windblade is absolutely worth the pickup, especially if you're like me and you couldn't find the Titans Return version. This is a no-brainer. It's a fun mold. It's a simple transformation, but I find it refreshing. It's kind of nice every once in a while to have a transformer you can transform back and forth very quickly and easily. I love the Headmaster. I love the Targetmaster. The inclusion of the sword from the previous release, it's kind of lazy, but at the same time, it wasn't necessary in the first place, so its inclusion is just kind of a nice bonus, so I can't really fault them for it. I mean, the Targetmaster is more than enough of a weapon to include with this release, so giving her the sword, and it makes sense. The sword is the weapon she's known for, so I appreciate that they want to include the sword. So they just kind of figured, we'll throw in the one from the previous release. It's fine. It's not spectacular, but like I said, it's kind of just an extra, so you can't really complain about it. This is a great release. I definitely recommend if you can get a hold of it. I think it's still up on HLJ if you're looking for it. That's where I got mine. It's fantastic. I've been really loving this Transformers Legends line. I'm really going to be bummed when it's over, and it's very, very close to over. There's only, I think, one more month at the end of this month, there's a couple more releases. And then I think it's kind of done because Power of the Primes, they're going to use the exact same toys we're getting over here in America. So on one hand, you won't have to import the better versions from Takara. You can just buy them at your local store. But at the same time, Takara does such a great job when they take over the releases. So I'll be sad to see them go. Yeah, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I like hearing from you. Let me know what you think. If you have Windblade, if you wish you got the Takara version, whatever, let me know what you're thinking. Comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.